Welcome, everyone. Get ready for a global adventure alongside our favorite guides, Professor Turtle and Detective Raccoon. Today, we're going to master something that is literally going to change the way you read, spell, and just understand language in general. We are unlocking the secrets of the Latin root locus. It's kind of like a cheat code that's been hiding in our language for, well, over 2,000 years. So whether you're staring down some massive word in a spelling bee, or you just want to boost your everyday vocabulary, this explainer is going to give you the ultimate advantage. Let's get right into it.
Let me ask you a quick question. When you see a champion speller up on a brightly lit stage, just effortlessly rattling off the letters to a massive, super intimidating word, how do you think they actually do it? I mean, do they just have a photographic memory for thousands of random letters? No way. Here is the secret. They don't memorize letters at all. They build words. They act like master architects. They look at a word not as some random jumble of letters, but as a carefully constructed building with a very specific, solid foundation.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our learning journey for today. First, the champion secret. Then we'll be decoding the root formula. After that, some unforgettable memory tricks, followed by LOCUS in the real world. And finally, we'll wrap up with the word detective challenge.
All right, part 1, the champion speller's secret. You see, understanding morphology, which is basically how words are built from smaller pieces, is literally like having a magical compass for reading. When you know the root of a word, you are never truly lost, no matter how long or scary that word gets. So here is our golden core idea for today, the Latin root locus. Every single word we look at in this explainer connects straight back to this one fundamental concept, a place, a position, or a location. I want you to picture this definition as a brightly glowing beacon in your mind. It doesn't matter how many letters get piled onto the front or stuffed onto the back, that glowing center, it always means place. Moving on to part 2, decoding the root formula. Let's actually look at the mechanics of how we construct these words. And this brilliantly illustrates the pattern that nearly every single advanced word follows. Champion spellers, well, they look for 3 main things. Step 1, you find the prefix, which is just the beginning of the word. Step 2, spot the root, which in our case is LOC, sitting right there in the middle. And step 3, identify the suffix, or the ending. You know, the root almost never changes. It acts as the solid, concrete foundation, while only the beginning and ending change to give the word its specific flavor. Okay, let's apply this formula. Take the word relocate. The prefix re means again, lock means place, and ate makes it an action. Literally put those together. Place again. Modern meaning, to move to a new place. Super simple, right? Now look down at allocate. Notice a little historical change here. The original prefix ad, meaning toward, shifted over time to al, just to make it a bit easier to say. So al plus lock plus ate literally means place toward. In modern times, that means to assign or distribute resources. You know, putting them in their proper place. Now, I want you to notice the subtle difference between words that look incredibly similar. Take local versus locale. Local uses the suffix al, meaning belonging to a place, like, say, your local grocery store down the street. But add an e to the end for locale, and it becomes a particular place or setting. So you talk about your local market, but you would describe a gorgeous sunset over the cliffs of Santorini as a beautiful locale. See the difference? And take locator. The suffix ator simply means one who, so a locator is just a person or device that finds a place. Let's finish up our decoding with a few advanced prefixes. Picture the word dislocate. The prefix dis means away. So to dislocate is to move away from a place, or out of its normal position. Then we have translocate. The prefix trans means across. Move across places. Pretty logical. And right at the very bottom, we have the pure root itself, locus, which just simply means position or place. Honestly, by breaking words down into their parts, their literal meanings, and their modern meanings, you completely remove the fear of long vocabulary words. Let's try a quick mini morphology challenge right now. If I show you the word allocation, your brain might initially panic at all 11 of those letters. But if you think like a champion, you immediately slice it up. Al at the front, lock in the middle, ation at the end, placing toward, which we now know means the distribution of resources. Boom. You didn't memorize it, you decoded it. All right, moving into part 3, unforgettable memory tricks. Because let's face it, decoding is only half the battle. Remembering it is the other half. Good spellers and great learners remember words by creating vivid, wildly colorful pictures in their minds. Let's build some of those mental images right now. For locus, I want you to imagine a giant, glowing map pin. Every time you see LOC, that golden pin lights up in your brain. For local,
picture your entire neighborhood physically waving hello to you. For locale, see a famous movie director framing a shot, choosing the absolute perfect setting. For location, visualize an ancient, crinkled treasure map with a glowing, magical X. And for allocate, picture a teacher walking down a row of desks, handing exactly one pencil to every single student, distributing them to their proper place. Let's move along and see how this builds our vocabulary even further. For relocate, picture a family happily carrying boxes into a brand new house. For dislocate, imagine a tall tower of wooden building blocks suddenly sliding awkwardly out of place. For translocation, and this one's actually my favorite, imagine a magic bridge carrying bright red flowers all the way across from one island to another, across places. For locator, picture a friendly, helpful little robot carrying a blinking GPS. And finally, for loci, which is the plural of locus, don't just picture one map pin, picture hundreds of glowing map pins covering an entire globe. Seriously, never memorize letters alone. Always memorize pictures, meanings, and roots together. It's a real game changer. Which brings us to part 4, locus in the real world. We've got our formula and we've got our vivid pictures. So how do these actually pop up across different subjects in our daily lives? Well, in a school context, you might hear something like, the principal decided to relocate the science fair. Just picture that glowing map pin being pulled up from the gymnasium and pushed right down into the cafeteria. They are moving the event to a totally new place. And this works in high-level science too. For example, scientists discovered the exact locus of the gene. Now, genetics can sound incredibly intimidating, but here, the scientists literally just found this specific place, the exact position of that gene on a chromosome. It's really just a map pin on a strand of DNA. Let's jump over to geography. The mountain village is in a beautiful locale. Remember our movie director memory trick? We aren't just talking about a dot on a map here. We are talking about the gorgeous setting, the entire surroundings. Maybe it's nestled between snowy peaks like Mount Fuji, or overlooking the sparkling waters of the Plitvice Lakes. Looking at history, the ancient city became an important historical site, but its location remained unchanged. You know, time passes, empires rise and fall, the ground gets buried under layers of dust, but when archaeologists record a site, they are locking down that exact coordinate. That glowing X on the treasure map of history absolutely never moves. And of course, right in our daily lives. Mom used a phone locator to find her lost device. Literally every time you use an app to find your phone or share where you are with a friend, you are relying on a locator. Just picture that friendly little robot with the blinking GPS helping you out. Finally, we've arrived at part 5, the word detective challenge. You've learned the secret, you've decoded the formula, now it is time to put it all to work. So the absolutely crucial point here is applying this when you are entirely on your own. Take the word translocation. I want you to actively break this down with me. What is the prefix? Trans, meaning across. Where is the root? Loc, meaning place. And what is the suffix? Ation, meaning the movement or action of. So what does it literally mean? The movement across places. See? You just conquered a massive 13-letter scientific word without even breaking a sweat. So here is your champion's reminder to take away from our little adventure today. Never memorize letters alone. Build words like a master architect. Whenever you see LOC, I want you to think place, and just let the prefix and suffix do the rest of the heavy lifting. You now have a master key that unlocks dozens of words in the English language. But it leaves me wondering, if LOC is just one root that holds this much power to decode our language, what other secret root words are hiding in plain sight right now, just waiting for you to unlock them next?